Welcome everybody for tonight, Mizzou Esports. We got League of Legends tonight. I'm Aurora here with Alec, and it's a very exciting match. It's going to be Mizzou versus Mobap.
Yeah, I am also very excited to see this match here tonight. Once again, second cast. I'm very excited for that as well. So, yeah, let's get on with it.
Yeah, and these players are definitely hoping for a good win tonight to bring home the first win of homecoming here at Mizzou.
That is also true. That would be extremely exciting for Mizzou Esports as well. So, I agree with that.
Yeah, as we are loading into the draft, Mizzou on the blue side here, Mobap on that red side. Mizzou, we've seen it before. We're seeing it again. Aurora going to be picked up in the top lane. It's been quite a prevalent pick. Been very good here for Mizzou as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not know that Apex was a big into Aurora recently.
He almost got a penta. It was stolen away.
Really?
Oh, it was stolen away.
I did not see that. I am upset I did
You got to
not
check
see
the
that
highlight
now.
clips for that. I think it's on the Twitters.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Got to go check that out. So, yeah, but from what I've been seeing, looks like he's been playing Gwen a lot as well. So that's why the Aurora pick was a little unknown to me. But you know what? I will agree that Aurora is a strong pick there.
Yeah, I mean, it is that AP threat. Mizzou, do you like having a lot more AP than I think other teams? They like throwing the AP in the top lane instead of the jungle like we've seen, those double AP comps or, the AD AP off mid lane kind of thing because AD mids have started to pick up. However, Mizzou going to opt for the AP in the top lane first. Mobap, we see the Jin coming out, very strong bot laner, a lot of range, a lot of utility, and then Hui, so we got the artist duo.
Yes, I'm about to say the Jin does make sense. If I did see their OPGGs correctly, their bot laner has been spamming Jin and Kaisa over and over again. So the Jin is not surprising there for Mobap.
Yeah, Hui, very fun champion. I think how many combinations of rotations does he have? Because he has 3 abilities for each thing. It's like 100 plus, or probably even more.
Something like
someone,
that.
Someone in chat can do the math, but quite the insane amount of combos that you can do. But looking at bans, because we didn't go over those. Mizzou, Jarvan, Silas, Yone off the table. Yone is definitely a big problem.
Yes.
Jim doesn't play it, so just take it away because it is very annoying to deal with. Mobap, Gwen, so you were saying Gwen for Apex up on the top lane, taken off. Ezreal, just that safe laner, and going to target a little bit on the Syndra as well, so taking that away from Sinto Momochi.
Right, exactly. And the Ezreal ban, Prefects has been spamming Ezreal as well, having a kind of mixed
Performances, but it's still playing it a lot, so
exactly.
maybe he's just getting team deft.
Yes, and then the Syndra ban, Sinto Momochi has also been playing a lot of Syndra, so understandable ban there as well. Surprised they didn't ban his Akshan, but
Yeah, especially knowing that it is very strong, the AD AP mid combo, but Mizzou, they're going to pick that Graves for the jungle for Kites, and down in that bot lane, it's going to be the Ashe. So definitely Prefects, normally we see them on these big hyper carries. We've seen them on things like the Kaisa and whatnot, characters that go really big, really hard. Ashe is not one of those characters.
yeah, I would say it's going to take a little bit of time to get that Ashe up there, but I feel like if Prefects is able to just snowball early game, just keep his game going, this Ashe could easily take over that bot lane and eventually the game.
Yeah, as Mobap as well, their jungler of choice is going to be the Zac, so a lot of engage, a lot of long range engage. You got Jin with the big gun coming out, and Zac, the slingshot from range. So a lot of long range engage here for Mobap to start things off. Hui can follow up as well with some long range poke. Mizzou and Mobap going to be targeting out those top laners. I don't know why Mobap is sending double the Ornn ban and then the Poppy ban when you see Aurora. I think you know that that's going to Apex to the top lane, but I mean, I guess it could be flexed mid. Maybe Jim's been playing it a little bit. Who knows? But we have seen Apex on the Ornn, and it has looked very good in the past.
Yeah, I can't agree with you there. I remember seeing a few clips of his Ornn, and man, was I impressed.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting solo kills against Northwood and whatnot during those games. It was really good. Mobap going on to the sport pick here. It's going to be Senna. Normally we see the Senna with like a tank to go with it. So it's going to be weird. It's going to be just full support Senna this time.
Yeah, I would say with Aerie Senna, I think still being somewhat prevalent in the bot lane, plus with her scaling and everything, it should be fine for Mobat, but I believe with this Blitzcrank pick, they are looking to just completely shut down Mobap's bot lane, so there is no scaling for that Senna there.
Yeah, I mean, Mobap. They're very immobile characters. Senna, not really going anywhere. Hui, kind of sits one in place, and Jin, as well, kind of known as one of the least mobile AD carries in that bot lane. And until you get a lot of movement speed, a lot of crit, then he kind of runs around crazy like. But those early levels, he just doesn't move around very much. And look, we're gonna see it again. We got the action here for Mr. Jim Sintomomochi.
Say so, yeah. This is a nice comp looking like to me for Mizzou here. Main thing you have to worry about, in my opinion, though, is how immobile Ash will be. So for the Jax and the Zac, it will be somewhat easy for either one of them to try to get on top of that Ash to shut her down. However, looking at the rest of their comp, I mean, it's just you have that big lockdown tool in Blitzcrank along with so much damage around it as well with the Aurora and the Akshan and the Graves. So it could be very difficult for Mobap to even get close to that Ash.
Yeah, Mizzou, I will say their comp extremely squishy. Their tankiest members of Blitzcrank, they're not going to get very tanky for quite a long time. Being that support position, you don't get a lot of gold. You kind of buy those cheaper support items to kind of set up your team. And you see a Graves, very squishy. I mean, basically triple 80 carry and then an Aurora.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we're going to have to see Mizzou is very squishy, but Mobap, they're pretty squishy as well. As we are going to go ahead and get to a quick little break as we wait for the spectator delay. Don't go anywhere. Mizzou versus Mobap, game number 1. Going to be here real soon. See you in a bit. Welcome back. We are loading onto the Rift here for game number 1, Mizzou versus Mobap. Let's see how things want to go down. Is Mobap got a 5-stack down towards the spot line?
Yeah, interesting little 5-stack here. It's going to be see if they're able to get this invade off, as it does look like Mizzou is somewhat 5-pointing here. This could easily be a pick for Mobap in the bot lane.
Yeah, if anyone from Mizzou want to overstep, but no one here, so everyone is just recalling.
Good. That is, I did not want to see whatever could happen down there.
Yeah, it could have been very bad if Inferno was caught out there, but luckily for us, he was not, so everything is a-okay.
So yeah, it did look like they didn't even give it much time. Just to think about it, just walked down to the bot lane, stayed for like 2 seconds, and then left.
I'm gonna back out. Looking like they want to also stack into that top side, but Mizzou just playing very safe, playing very slow in this earlier section. Gonna drop a little bit of a deep ward by the chickens, but nothing too crazy as laning phase is gonna start. And I think Mopap is gonna go for a little interesting play of faking, starting here down in the bot to kind of throw off the timings here from Mizzou.
Yeah, so faking a leash definitely is a nice strategy there. I can't agree with you.
I will say it does not work because they did see the Zac on the chickens thanks to the ward from Mr. Sentamochi.
That is true.
So it was attempted. They did not know that it was there, but you know, maybe in a world where Sentamochi isn't the giga brain that he is, it does work. As ooh, Apex getting a lot of damage on this trade. Oh, the flash forward, first blood, Apex at level 1.
Wow. Very, very nice play there from Apex in the top lane, just completely pushing him off that wave and applying so much damage and pressure.
Yeah, just really good. Lands the skill shot, gets the pullback, gets the passive proc onto Jax, and that's going to force the early TP down. Apex once again showing his strength here on Aurora.
So yeah, letting that Aurora pick go through was very interesting from Mobap there. But hey, like you said, that Aurora up top is strong.
It is very strong. Apex, very good, has shown up, I would say, almost every game on the Aurora. We almost saw a pentakill on it, but it was stolen away thanks to Mr. Prefects there on the Ashe. He was on the Jhin at the time, and I think sniped it away thanks to the curtain call. But starting off again, first blood feels really good. Huge CS lead as well in that top lane, and not even going to burn that TP.
So yeah, it is looking very, very good for Apex. It also looks like in the bot lane, Mizzou they have lane prio right now, just pushing Senna and Jhin back to their tower.
Hook just a little bit off, almost finds the Senna. A good attempt, but not good enough. Both junglers down towards the spot side. Graves is a little bit faster on the clear, so we'll have prio onto the crab. Apex just making the bunny look really good up on the top lane against this Jax. Kite's now fighting. Is going to get caught out a little bit. The trap, the knock up, the flash forward. Kite's going to get grabbed here, but there's no pullback just yet. Here comes into Momochi though around the corner. Way over here as well into passive state. The blobs, they're going to try to find it. They will find it. Mizzou getting very low. Prefects has to flash away, has the barrier if needed. Is there going to be a full flash here? A barrier comes out from Prefects. Trying to stay alive, trying to get out, but he just can't. The grasp from Hui will get some damage, but it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. Jungler for 80 carry.
It's even though there was that 1-for-1 trade there, I think does still come out a little on top for Mizzou, as the Graves was able to secure that scuttle there in the river, and Zac no longer has his passive, so this could still be good for Mizzou regardless of the
Apex
trade.
though is gonna dodge out, but gonna get pulled back in. The stunning strike is gonna come on through. Apex, I don't think there's anywhere out unless the flash over though for the Jax will claim the life of Apex.
So a very good look there from the Zac to immediately go top after respawning and finding Apex. That was I don't think there was anything Apex could have done there, to be
Yeah,
honest.
especially not when the flash to follow with the counter-strike with that stun ready. Apex will fall. Not expecting the Zac just to kind of beeline it to topside after that gank bot, but will find a successful gank. Will even up the lane just a little bit more as Apex is forced to burn that TP to catch this wave to make sure they don't fall too far behind. Gotta be careful of the Zac at this point as getting points into that elastic slingshot. It's gonna give those ganks a lot more potency.
Yeah, and looking top two, the wave is in a very not good state there for Apex, as it is very close to Jax's tower, so he will have to be extra cautious for that Zac if he does choose to go top again.
Jax does tag level 6, so Apex has to be careful for the all-in potential, but has tagged 6 themselves, so can fight back. Fight back he will, as he will get those passive procs up there. Very, very good for himself. Has the Beyond Worlds now, so can get out of sticky situations as in goes Jax with the Counter-Strike. But not a good trade against Apex. Man, these passive procs are just taking away. In goes the Beyond and the pullback, the damage, the healing from the Doran's Biscuit.
Very close solo kill for Apex there. That would have been really nice to secure. But man, that healing from the Jax is just way too much.
Yeah, Apex, again, making this pick look really, really, really good. Gonna force the recall. All of these minions are gonna die to tower, and we'll get a few plates for himself as well. So XP lead, gold lead still well in favor of Apex in the top lane.
Exactly, and the Zac is top lane now, looking for a dive onto the Aurora.
He's gonna get pulled back. The jump away, Apex doesn't have a lot of HP to work with, does have flash. Just needs to keep on running. Zac having to burn the flash there. Apex gets away. Ooh, looks like Sento Emoji and Kites are going to try to get onto the Senna in with the rope swing. Sento Emoji is going to try to find one with the Ignite, out with the shell, and Kites will find the pick.
Once again, very good movement there from Sentomomochi, and very good of Kites to stick on to those Void Grubs, regardless of what's happening topside. Now they do have
Sentomomochi the burn. It's almost there. Can't find it.
Just...
Oh, gets it with the boomerang on the way back. Wrong spot to recall. Nice big kill there for Sentomomochi. 2 go the way to the jungler and the mid here for Mizzou. All of these minions are going to fall. Not to the tower. Will draw the Zac rotation over. But huge advantage here for Mizzou. Gold lead 1.5 thousand now, and it's only 8 minutes. Still, neutrals up here. We'll see what they want to do with Hex Dragon. Will be the first one.
Jax with the mini engage there onto the Aurora.
Oh, Apex going all the way back in, and another solo kill up in the top lane. Make that number 2.
It's looking very good for Mizzou right now. Not even 10 minutes into the game.
Apex, again, they're just so powerful. This ability to just chip away this top laner, chip away this tower. TP now going to come out here as Urk will respawn. Do they want to stay? They do have potentially the ability to kill Apex, but I don't think they want to try. Apex is just going to go ahead and hop on out of there. And now Mizzou onto the dragon. Good rotations here from the jungler of Kites.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kites is doing very, very good on these objectives right now, securing those first 3 grubs, and now this first drag. Mizzou is just on a takeover right now.
Yeah, first items coming in as well as Kites has hit that Ghost Blade, so big power spike online for him. Apex still working towards their first one, but they did pick up those tier 2 boots, so that's going to help quite a bit. As Jax will be able to pick up a plate, so we'll get a little bit of gold back on himself. Again, this gold lead is just growing more and more as time progresses right now, and Mizzou is looking very good with CS leads in almost every lane.
Exactly. I expected a lot of skirmishes to happen in that bot lane, but I guess it's just been a thing where Inferno has unfortunately just not been able to find that nice hook yet onto either of the bot laners.
Yeah, still haven't seen much from this Blitzcrank, but it is only 10 minutes. As people say, one hook can change a game if you can find the right targets. So we'll see if Inferno can land these as the game progresses. Into Momochi with a nice lead in the mid lane. 25 CS up, feels pretty good. Apex, these trades, Jesus. Half HP with 2 abilities. And you can't jump on Aurora after you use that jump to go in the first place. See the rotation here now from Senna, as Scrubs are going to be spawning up here in less than a minute.
Aurora just outputs so much damage onto those bruisers and those tanks, man. It's just insane.
And the percent max HP damage is kind of wild. Senna up in the top lane. Apex does know that she is here. Ooh, lands a hook onto the Zac, and they're going to go in. It's going to be taken into that passive state. Here comes the arrow, and it's going to find Hwei. That's a very dead artist here up at the top lane. Apex looking for another solo. Sinto Momochi going in now onto the Senna. Has the hook shot. Can he find it? Cannot, does not want to keep going in. Kite's on a killing spree. Apex with another kill as well. Mizzou, they land the pick thanks to Prefects with a snipe from downtown.
Hey, like we said, with this comp that Mizzou has here right now, just finding those fights where they can just completely separate Mobap.
That was the Q, the pullback from the Q, and a W from Apex, and Senna is almost dead.
Yeah, it's completely obliterated her health bar there.
She doesn't even have an item yet. Ooh, Prefects forced to flash here as the curtain call is going to come out. Prefects going to try to dodge out. Is going to be able to dodge out on that last big one, but is going to get pulled back in. The knock up, the stun, the root. Prefects will fall. A little bit of an overstay from the AD carry, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Mizzou still in the lead.
Yeah, it was that caster minion. The caster minion, I think, is just working for Mobap's side there.
Yeah, I think they paid. I think that caster minion needs to check their PayPal.
I think so as well. Needs to go ahead and switch teams next time.
And Mizzou had an undercover agent on their side. As first item's going to be picked up here from Mobap as well. Hwei having theirs and Jin having the static shiv. Mizzou having 3 of their own. So these first items are going to start getting picked up here. Mizzou, I do believe we got all 6 grubs, which was really good. Inferno. There's a Senna here. And Sinto Momochi is on his way down. We'll get pulled in, but I think Sinto Momochi, I don't think he wants to take this fight. Inferno gonna run away. The flash forward, the ghost will not land. Inferno is gonna get slowed, and Hwei is gonna snipe that one down.
A Comet just putting in work.
Comet gonna be able to pick up that bot lane from Mizzou. Seems to be the ones that are the most far behind, as Prefects can't even get to lane here, just forced off thanks to the Zac, the stun under tower. Here comes Apex to try to help, or Kites to try to find these. And Prefects will be able to snipe down the Zac as they go in, and I don't think this shit is long for this world as Sinto Momochi is here. Ooh, good flash over the wall, Sinto Momochi. That hook does not go over like Camille's, and the Jin will manage to sneak away. So it is a 2 trades over for Mizzou, as they only lost 1. So Kites is looking for more, has flash, but does not want to follow. Dragon here up in 5 is going to be the objective.
And it looks like Mobap just got kind of greedy there. They secured their kill onto the Blitzcrank as they were all just able to form in properly into that bot river and take him down. But just still pressing on to find more and try to collect Prefects while he's in between 2 turrets. I mean, it seemed like a very big
Inferno, nice hook. Can they actually find the damage, though? I don't think they actually have it. They're just going to go down to Tiny Dolphin. That's going to be the ulti as well out from Inferno. The flash forward, here it comes. The shots, the sniper from downtown. Mizzou is crumbling. A nice dodge out. Aurora's going to be able to pick up a solo kill. Oh my goodness, they're just unstoppable. Meanwhile, Sinto Momochi able to even up the trade 2 for 2. Thanks to Apex as well.
Very, very good cleanup there. and a very good move back up from Sentomomochi as well to go and help his team. It's a very good fight. And like I said, is like with Mizzou here, with their comp, you need to find those fights that will completely separate them. If Mizzou is able to separate the members of MOBAP, they win those. However, when it comes to team fights, I think MOBAP does just have the better complete team fight comp.
Apex is going to have the TP on from the Jax, but goes in Fizz. That's going to be the Beyond World, and played so well. TP's going to come out as well here from Stolier, but I think there's so many people up there. I think you're gone. Mizzou going to try to find some back. The Revive's going to come out here. A nice arrow lands onto the Jax, and they have the damage thanks to collateral damage. And now Kites onto this way. They're going to try to find something. Unleashed Tournament is not going to do much. Sentomochi with comeuppance from downtown steals that one away from Kites. Apex back alive and is going to run on down mid. Mizzou is collecting all of these turrets now, standing gold here. And the gold lead as well. Mizzou up to over 5,000.
So yeah, I was going to say the teamwork from MOBAP there to find that kill on Aurora was just so well. But, man, just looking at the teamwork from Mizzou here is just very, very nice work. Like the movements around the map from Mizzou just seem to be unparalleled.
Apex stalled out for quite a while. Got a lot of damage down. Did fall in the end, but was there long enough and did enough damage to where Mizzou could really follow up on that. And again, Prefects, these enchanted crystal arrows from downtown just landing every time. I think we've seen 2 now. These cross map ones have landed on crucial targets.
Really, yeah, Prefects is looking like prime LeBron James in my opinion.
Prime time from downtown. Harold also collected here on Kites. Mizzou getting all of these neutrals. And Jax as well does get trapped into the Beyond Worlds. Is going to drop the ultimate, but they're just going to feed it over to Kites.
Very, very good movement there from Kites once again. Just being able to find these picks onto MOBAP is like...
Oh, another. And Sentomomochi running in a circle thanks to the hook. Rift Herald goes down mid. Actually goes down top. And Mizzou with so much pressure in all of these lanes, they're going to keep cracking these turrets. They've got the double Void Mites as well. So MOBAP, they're going to try to find a turret down in the bot lane. They can't even find that. Inferno down here as well. Going to drop the ultimate. Prefect's nice dodge out on that one. Going to get some damage out. And Mizzou, they're going to crack the base already onto this top inhibitor. It's not even 20 minutes. Kites in a little bit too deep, I think, is going to dodge out. But I don't think they're going to dodge out for long. Apex now, the one in trouble, is going to get pulled back. Is going to have the drop and the hop. They're not going to get out. Inferno might have overstayed his welcome as he's going to get sniped. He's going to get taken low. Gonna dodge out on that. Nice fancy feet there from Inferno. Might have overstayed their welcome just a little bit. Feed over a couple of shutdowns, but they do get the inhibitor. They do get the base broken on not 1 but 2 lanes as well.
Yeah, it looked like to me it was just a big numbers game there inside of MOBAP's base. However, the Blitzcrank just keeping that way preoccupied in the bot lane so he could not get up there was what I think is a very smart move now. So
I will say this is a little bit of an interesting situation, giving up or at least taking that early inhibitor. It is going to essentially drain Mizzou of a little bit of gold. You're going to have permanent supers up in that lane, which means it's going to have permanent push, permanent prio, and it's going to give MOBAP this big top lane that they're going to have to catch, yes. Mizzou are going to have permanent pushing power in the top lane for these dragons and for some of these fights, as MOBAP, speaking of fight, Hook going to go in onto the Jhin, but there's not a lot of people here. A nice enchanted arrow going to find Hui, but no one else there. Meanwhile, Aurora on the back line. Apex going to be a big Beyond World to the back. Prefect's going to fall down here. Kai's going to try and find something. Mizzou is forced to retreat. Comeuppance going to be able to find one. Godlike on Sentomomochi. Going to try to find 2 when he will. He's going to get the respawns out now. Kite's going to be the next one. He's going to put Zach in that passive state, but Apex is going to get really low. They're going to be able to defend the Zac. The respawns are here. Mizzou going to be sending their members back down. Senta Momochi sitting invisible, lurking, in waiting. Gonna try to find someone, trying to find a flank. But can't find anyone just yet. It's, I believe, a 2 for 2, maybe a 2 for 3 in the end. Doesn't go Mizzou's way. I don't think they were ready for quite the fight there.
Exactly, yeah. Once in that mid lane brush, it was really just, once again, another big numbers game there for Mobap. They were able to find 2 as, I mean, there was only just 2 of Mizzou's members sitting in that bush, and 4 of Mobap were just right there and just ready to take on that fight. It was an interesting fight to start for Mizzou, but luckily the rest of the members were able to move up and help clean. So I'd say a fairly decent trade there from Mizzou.
Yeah, but as I was saying about that top lane, they're going to have this permanent prio, but with that permanent prio means that it's big waves for Mobap, and that's waves not going the way of Mizzou. So they are going to just be kind of losing gold, letting Mobap farm up a little bit in that top side. In exchange, they're going to get pressure and going to get a little bit more prio on these dragons for the time being until that respawns. We'll see how Mizzou responds to that. It is very early, so Mobap going to get a little bit of extra gold income that they wouldn't normally get.
Exactly, yes. But with Mizzou being on Soul Point here now, it does put a lot of pressure onto Mobap with that, you know, that lane, especially with that big top wave pushing out now. Yeah.
Mizzou straight onto Baron.
I think this is a good Baron pull here, just to sneak it through a little bit.
Mobap, I think they have an inkling that it's happening now as the ward is going to drop, but Baron's already gone. Big play, big play. That's going to set up Mizzou for these pushes to try to end the game. Maybe they don't even need that soul. It is only a Cloud Drake, which is unfortunately the worst one, I would assume.
In my opinion, I believe Cloud Soul is at least top 2 when it comes to souls. I think Cloud Soul can be extremely beneficial.
Ooh, Inferno landing the hook onto the Senna. Do they have the damage? They're going to burn the heal, but they're going to get away. It's a summoner spell at least.
That is true, yeah. But very good hook there from Inferno, as they could have easily turned the tides there throughout the game.
I think it is underestimated, but it tends to go with how useful, how important is movement speed on your characters. Sometimes it can be the greatest thing, but you know, if you're running characters that either have a lot of dashes innately or don't need the movement speed, it kind of feels a little bit rough.
Yeah, you know, that's fair, especially with this comp here. In my opinion, I just think, you know, seeing an Aurora full sprint at you, just completely lock down your team, you know, a little scary.
I think the biggest fan of Cloud Soul here is going to be actually, I think it's going to be Inferno. Allow you to chase down those hooks. It's a lot harder for Mobap to kind of predict that. Mizzou planning to break the base here, going to try to push into this bot wave, and they will find this turret. Mobap going to drop the curtain call, going to luckily dodge out. Nice hook there from Inferno. There's going to be the Soul Shatters, but Inferno is going to try and find one. Already now Mizzou's backline getting dove hard here by the Zac. And already Graves is going to fall. Mizzou might have bitten off more than they can chew as there's going to go into Momochi. Jack's going to find another one. Prefect and Inferno going to run. Got to send it out. Going to try to hide. Save these Baron buffs. Urk can't find Prefects, and Mizzou, they break the base, but at what cost?
So yeah, that was a very good hook there from Inferno, but I mean, when it comes to Zac, you know, only thing he has to do is just find that nice flank onto that back line, and it just completely throws off that team fight dynamic there. So, I mean, gotta give credit to the Zac to just completely split up that fight and allow Mobap to just dismantle Mizzou.
Yeah, Mizzou, 3 for 2, not what you want to see, especially with Baron, but you do essentially break the base completely open, just a couple of inhibitors left, and the last 2 Nexus turrets. So Mobap definitely on the back foot, have a lot of turrets available if they can get those. It's a lot of standing gold available. Mizzou dragging up in 50, and we probably, the next objective we see a fight over. Does Mobap give soul? If you're Mobap, what do you do here?
I mean, I think they would have to go and fight for
Apex.
this dragon.
Gonna hop away, the flash, the ultimate. Apex is going to get away thanks to the Beyond World, so nice use of that. A lot of members up here towards Mobap. They should be able to break this turret as well. So again, more standing gold. This is going to be an objective bounty as well. Gold lead closing just a little bit more. But with 3 members up there forcing the recalls now, Mizzou definitely have the prio on this dragon.
Exactly, they're just completely taking over Mobap's bot jungle. And if anything, if they wanted to, they could sit and try to look for a nice little sneaky pick there into the jungle. But I mean, it just completely depends on how Mobap plays this out. But I mean, they are forced to defend their base, and it is completely open. And this is like just free soul for Mizzou here.
Free soul. Mizzou are able to pick that one up. So, Mizzou sitting on 7K gold lead. Cloud Soul in your back pocket as well now. 26 minutes. We've seen some of these fights go not the way that Mizzou, I think, was hoping. But now with Cloud Soul, you're definitely in a much stronger position. How does Mizzou close out the game from here is the question.
I think at this point, you know, once again, still you have to look for those little skirmishes and those picks when it comes with Mizzou's comp. But if anything, they could sit and farm, try to wait out that Baron, and then, you know, obviously secure the Baron, and then they would just completely take over Mobap's base from that point on. I don't think there would be anything else that Mobap would be able to do besides, you know, maybe rely on the Zac and the Jax to get into that back line and just completely dismantle Mizzou once again like they did in that bot lane fight.
Yeah, Mizzou in a position where they're seeing what Mobap wants to do. They're going to clear out a lot of this jungle vision. They're going to make it very scary here for Mobap to leave anywhere. To walk outside the bases, essentially walking in blind to potentially an ambush, into a blitzcrank, into this Mizzou team. We see all 5 members. A ward does go out. Mizzou will clear it instantly. And Mobap, 5 strong here, going to charge down mid.
Those way they do just want to ARAM here. I mean, it is kind of a smart play. If you think about it, they want to try to secure this mid tower. So ARAMing is not the worst idea.
But look at the top wave. There's a huge wave crashing now into those inhibitors in top and bot wave. Mobap going to be forced to back up to catch those. Mizzou still have the prio permanently in the mid lane thanks to that inhibitor being down. And Mizzou slowly starving them out of these resources. They are going to clear the top side, but Mobap walking into their bot will get some. Baron up in 5. Mizzou already 5 members poised to buy it, and I think they're just wanting to start this on spawn.
Yeah, let's say it is going to be a nice Baron pull here for Mizzou, but you have all of Mobap now forming in to the jungle.
Oh, big hook. Jin taking low, going to burn the barrier. The Ignite's going to come out. They stole it over to Mobap. The Zac going to take that one away. Mizzou, they're going to be able to find one, but Mobap able to take that away is going to stall out the game a little bit unless Mizzou can use this numbers advantage to find an end. Mobap, the Zac with the hero play, keeps him alive, potentially a little bit longer.
So yeah, that was an amazing steal there from the Zac. I was not expecting it in the slightest.
The suicide play potentially keeps Mobap alive. Inferno has the hook. The flash forward, but it's a little bit wide. He will fall. Apex going to try to make some big plays, but the landing spells are not landing. Going to try to find something. Apex will find the return pull. Sentamochi going in. Going to be able to find another one. Apex. Mizzou. They're on to the Nexus. They're on to game number 2 as they're looking for a couple more kills, but it's not going to be anything else. Mizzou are going to be able to pick up game number 1. I thought it was a little scary after Baron got stolen, but they're going to use the numbers advantage, and they're just going to storm down mid to end the game. Inferno, a little bit wide of a hook, but I saw the idea, I saw the play, and Mizzou are able to capitalize still.
Yeah, I would say once again, even with the Baron being stolen, very good play there from Mizzou to just realize, you know, hey, we have more numbers. We just storm their base. We just take it over. What are they going to be able to do with this Baron? And, I mean, they played their fights very, very well, played them correctly, got the picks that they needed, and they were just able to completely take over this game.
Yeah, but I will say, Mobap, in some of those later team fights, it was looking a little bit scary for Mizzou. We saw a lot of fights that with Mizzou having such a big gold lead going even or even a little bit more in favor of Mobap, not what you want to see going into game number 2. So Mizzou, they did look good. They definitely have a couple of things to work on, and Mobap have an avenue if they want to play some of those team fights. But we'll have to wait and see as we wait for game number 2. Don't go anywhere. Mizzou versus Mobap, game number 2, gonna be real soon. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. Mizzou versus Mobap. Mizzou now on the red side, Mobap on the blue side. Mizzou off to a good start with game number one is going to be a win for Mizzou. And it was like 28, 29 minutes or something. But, I mean, Mobap definitely showed some signs of life. It's not going to be the easiest game for Mizzou. As now Mobap are going to be on the blue side, going to have that power of the first pick. What does Mobap do with it?
I mean, I think Mobap is just going to have to build around. If Mizzou does take another skirmishy comp like they did last game, they're gonna have to try to build around that. Try to find more dive into the back line. Try to find more team fights, because in those team fights they were just taking Mizzou apart. And I mean, if they're gonna try to have to do the same here this game, but it does look like Mobap is gonna take the ash from Mizzou.
I mean, it looked good, definitely on prefects. As looking at bans, Gwen, Syndra, Ezreal going to be banned from Mobap. Same as last game, Mizzou, Aurora, Jorvin, Yone. So the one change is Aurora is going to be taken out. Apex was a monster on it last game. Unfortunately, we're not going to see it this time, as I'm assuming it's afraid of Mobap picking that up.
Yeah, which I mean is fair. Looking at Aurora right now, she does seem to be extremely strong.
Yeah.
Barely see her in my games, but the games that I have watched with Aurora in them, she can easily just take over any lane, any game. And it does look like Mizzou is going to go for the Varus pick there, which
a little bit more damage than Ashe. The ultimate, a little bit less range. It's kind of very similar to Ashe's playstyle with those picks with the arrows with the ultimate, Chains of Corruption. We'll have to see what Mizzou want to pair it with. We saw the Blitzcrank last time. We're going to see the Viego. This was a Graves last game, so Mizzou definitely changing things up quite a bit.
Yeah, I say with this Varus being selected, I think they want to go for kind of like a poke out Mobap first and then just completely take them over once they get low. But I mean, you have triple failure, you have triple ice here from Mobap.
And then we see Lysandra Orn second half, and you get the Freljord squad.
Already looking like an interesting first three picks from Mobap here. It's going to be lots of slows, lots of displacement, lots of CC here from Mobap. Mizzou is going to have to be extremely careful with these team fights.
Yeah, I mean, and you see Braum, Sejuani, you want to think that maybe you get something that can shred these tanks, that can do quite a bit of percent HP damage. Mizzou, they're going to finish things up with the first half with the Senna. So, bot lane and jungle is going to be decided for both these teams. We'll see how the mid and top matchups want to go. Or is Mizzou going to save the top for, the counter pick, or are they going to save mid for counter pick?
That is a good question. I'd say hard to say right now, but I would assume they would want to save the top for counter pick maybe. Especially depending on bans, unless Mobap bans the Akshan from Sentomomochi, which they do.
They do.
So they might save the counter pick.
Definitely very good, Mizzou. Urgot, Silas off the table, so one towards each lane. Mobap, Mordekaiser, and Akshan. So both teams, one towards each lane, going to target those dangerous picks. Mizzou have the choice. Is it going to be mid? Is it going to be top? What do they want to pick here going into this? You're going blind. You see a lot of slows, a lot of front line. What do you want to go with? Viego is going to be your jungler, so you have an AD jungle threat. Are you going to go AD or are you going to go AP? It's going to be the Hui here for Jim. Sentomomochi on Hui.
I think Hui is a nice pick here. Only thing he'd have to worry about would be that Braum just breaking his skill shots, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue for the Hui here. But, I mean, just looking at this comp for Mizzou already, they are definitely looking for that poke just to, get you low, like I said, and then just completely go all in on them once they get low enough. And Mobap is hovering that Renekton, which they do take. So, yeah, Mobap is looking for complete all-in. We are going to just decimate you in these team fights.
I'm assuming – I see Sejuani, Renekton, Braum. You've got a lot of melee, a lot of frontline. Do you go all in with the melee with the frontline and pick something that has that melee ability to lick the stuns down with the Sejuani? Or do you go with something a little bit more rangy? They're going to hover this Talia. Or are they going to lock it in? It gives a lot of zone control, a lot of push power, a lot of wave clear, and they will pick it up. So Talia going to be the lock-in here for Mobap. Gives them that zone control, gives them that wave push. But Mizzou, they don't really have too many dashes. The only one really going to be the Viego. So the rough ground, not going to get too much value with the stuns and preventing mobility. But it will allow for quite a bit of shove, quite a bit of range and pressure. And Mizzou, we've seen Apex on this before. and that's going to be the Orn locked in.
I do like that Orn lock in there. I think he'll have a fine time in the top lane,
I will say, it isn't a Braum.
which I was going to get to that as well. That is something that he is going to have to watch out for is that Braum shield, as it will just easily break it. Team fights here for Mizzou is going to look very, very awkward, very weird, as you know, with Talia being there, they can attempt to disengage, but if Talia does time everything correctly, she can easily just wall them off, lock them up, or just toss them back into the team. So, very, in my opinion, very scary team to look at for Mizzou. But I think maybe they'd be able to pull it off as long as they play with their range correctly.
Going into this, looking at the drafts alone, who do you think's got this?
It's hard to say, but I still believe Mizzou will be able to play with their range properly against this comp. And I do think they'll be able to just make it a 2-0 here against Mobap.
2-0 prediction. I think it's going to be 2-0 as well. I think Mobap's team, I don't like the Renekton. It feels a little bit off for their composition-wise. I think Talia's okay, but I think the Renekton is just the kind of oddball out. Mizzou, a little bit more cohesive. I think Viego is a little bit of an interesting pick as well. We'll see how well that works. Mobap, very tanky team. We'll see if they're going to go for that on-hit build or more of the Bruiser-esque style. But we'll have to wait and see as we load in to game number 2. Mizzou looking for a quick 2-0 versus Mobap, and Mobap going to try to take things to game number 3. We'll have to wait and see as we got spectator delay, so don't go anywhere. Mizzou versus Mobap, game number 2, going to be real soon. Welcome everybody. Mizzou versus Mobap. Game number 2. Mobap on blue side, Mizzou on the red side, looking at the runes. Nothing too crazy. It does look like it is going to be that on-hit Varus we were talking about. We got a little bit of stutters. That's just because they had a little bit of a pause at the start of the game, and Tiny Dolphin technically gets the first CS of the game, as they will get that ward, and that's a little unfortunate for Mizzou. I don't think they wanted to give that up.
Yeah, I would say when we're looking at runes as well, the Airy on the Hui there, I would assume that Santa Momoshi just really wants to play safe there in that laning phase in, since he decided to run Airy against Talia. It's an interesting choice of rune for me. Usually I would see Airy, Hui, as support.
Yeah, but I guess it gives a little bit more early poke, as unfortunately is going to eat all of those rocks. Mobap. They're going to invade here onto this blue buff early on. And Kite's going to fall behind early, just forced to run.
Yeah.
Potentially vertical jungling. We'll have to see how they want to play this out.
Very, very difficult, and must be annoying there for Kites, as he was looking to go for that blue buff. But looks like his plan's just completely messed up now.
Yeah, my question is, will the Renekton or the Talia rotate over to stop Kites on the Viego from farming this jungle? Is it just going to be a normal vertical jungle going into this game?
Oh, wait, I didn't know. I thought I saw him up there on the bot side jungle. He is in there.
Yep, he's on their blue.
Yeah.
So I think it is just going to be a vertical jungle here. This is going to put a lot of pressure on Mizzou's bot lane. Infernal Prefects are basically cut off from their own jungler. And Kites is going to sit up in that top side. Maybe can try to find something, as Elk is a little bit low. Not level 3 yet, though. Needs that level 3 spike. In goes the Slice and Nice. Apex, nice knock up, and it's some HP back, as Kite's going to send that gank up in the top lane. Urk low. Should be a free kill over. Ooh, a little bit of miss there. The dash away. Slice and Dice gets him out to safety.
Yeah, slightly missed that Q there. But it was a good look. And man, Ornn damage just still always confuses me. The fact that a tank can still just put out so much damage.
I mean, Ornn is the Bruiser, Tank Assassin, Burst Mage. Whatever the copy pasta is. He's literally everything that you could wish for. I love having Ornn on my team. I think he's one of the best characters to have.
Yeah, that I can't agree with, especially when that Ornn knows what they're doing. Oh, the Sejuani does look for a gank in some bot lane there.
Ooh, gonna flash forward. The heal's gonna come out. First blood's gonna go over. Is it gonna be a trade? Yes, Inferno's gonna be able to find that. Ooh, Tiny Dolphin gets taken very low as well. But I don't think there's gonna be, unless Inferno tries to find something. A lot of sums burned for that. Prefects can't get out. Will fall. But is it gonna be a 1-for-1 trade in the end?
Like you said, that Sejuani being in their bot side jungle would come back to bite them, as she did find a nice gank there onto Mizzou, unfortunately.
Ooh, another gank up in the top lane. Don't think Slice and Dice is available. A nice knock up, and they're gonna layer the CC. Oh, but the flash, the heal. Urk gets out barely.
Man, was a good look there from Mizzou, but I mean, Renekton with that heal and that dash is just too much.
Yeah, just too much. The dash, the heal, all of it used keeps them alive. And again, we see the Sejuani continuing this vertical jungling, staying in the bot lane here of Mizzou. Kite's finally going to run on down there just to find out that his bot jungle is gone.
So yeah, I think Sejuani has been in there for quite some time now.
I don't think she's left the bottom side of the jungle this whole game. Either her side or our side. She has been down there the whole game.
Yeah, it does look like they could possibly meet in the river for Scuttle, but no, Viego does go ahead and head up to top side, as Sejuani is easily able to just secure that bot side settle.
Inferno is going to get tagged. The stun not able to land. No summoner needed out of Inferno, but that's going to get a lot of pressure on this first dragon. And already we see Mobap on it. This is going to be, I believe, their first neutral objective that they've gotten the whole series, if you don't count a Baron Steel. And I don't think I'm going to count a Baron Steel as a neutral objective that you really got. Kites force the flash. The Weaver's Wall comes in, but not able to block off that escape route.
It's a good look there from the Renekton, just being able to stop the Viego from taking the Sejuani's jungle camps. A look that Mizzou's bot side was not able to do, unfortunately, for Kites. But I mean, it is what it is.
For
unfortunate.
Kites. Will go ahead and take the grubbies, though.
Yes, which grubs are huge regardless. I'd say that would be a nice trade, you know, given that drag up for the grubs.
Grubs are very nice. I think the big part is if you can get at least 4, I think it's about as even, or maybe a little bit better, but oh my god. Sejuani once again back in the bot lane. Inferno looking to be the target, this time the flash away, but can't go away very far. Gonna get traded back. No, the Braum, the shield is gonna keep that arrow away from his teammate. Mizzou, once again, the bot lane, the target. It's going to work out very well. Just underestimating the Sejuani. In goes Urk. The stun goes out. Apex gets taken a little bit low, but is fine nonetheless. This Ornn having picked up the Bramble Vest. There goes the hammer. The call of the Forge God and the dash forward. Not even a knock-up. It's just going to do the damage itself.
Exactly. Very, very good damage and good fight there from the Ornn. And Kites was able to get up there at a very nice time as well to also layer on that damage and secure the kill onto Renekton. Very good fight up there on the top side.
Yeah, picked up an assist. Became Renekton just for a little bit. I think used that slice and dice dash to get over to Scuttle, or the Krugs. Sejuani now up on the top side. Apex, low on mana. Gonna throw the breath down. Cannot be slowed. For the time being, the stun. The whack. There's the ultimate.
Wow.
Apex trying to get away. He's gonna burn the flash now. Up on the top side. Kite's gonna go in, but doesn't want to go any bit further with Renekton back up there. So it will just be a trade of summoner spells. Apex is gonna be using that one and will stay alive. Now Kite's gonna be the target here under the turret. Is going to get stunned up to slice the dice. The ultimate, they're going to be able to find one. Going to be able to become Sejuani now as well. So the dive doesn't work for Mobap. A little bit too zealous.
Very good fight there on top side from Kites. Picking his targets perfectly on that dive. He just knew that the Sejuani was going to be the one to start tanking tower shots. And, man, just completely took over in that trade.
Yeah. Really well played. Apex just going to go straight onto the Renekton here. Down to half. Going to keep following this. Renekton just can't fight back. Exactly. The Bruiser Tank Burst Assassin Ornn. I think he's just going to find a solo kill if Kites wasn't here. Doesn't matter. I think they're going to try to feed it over to Kites, and they will. I mean, Ornn, he didn't really need his teammate up there in the first place to find that one, but Kites will take a free kill nonetheless.
Yeah, Renekton just put himself in an awful position up there with Ornn, just being able to layer on so much damage while Renekton was still in that tower range. So, I mean, just couldn't hit Ornn, because if he did, you know, would have died way sooner. But once again, very, very good fight there from Mizzou.
Very well played. Apex again. We've seen a couple champions, Ornn and Aurora, have definitely been his most comfortable, most prevalent, and definitely his best showing champions so far, but I'm sure he's got quite the pool that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and looking here, mid lane, lots of, you know, little trades going on here in the mid lane with Sentamomochi holding a nice CS lead onto the Talia, but I mean, they do seem to be somewhat even.
Yeah, it is just going to be 2 control mages. The stun. Goodbye, Senna. Tiny Dolphin will find the first. Prefect is going to try to find something. The TP comes out from Ornn. They're going to be able to find it. not able to block it. Now they're going to try to chase it down, but I think it's just going to be a 1-for-1 in the end. The Orn Horn goes through. Kites now up in the top lane looking for Eek. Kites is going to catch the wave. A good TP from Apex to even up the trade.
Yeah, there's like lots of ults going out there for who's that got taken down? Was it the Senna? I think it was a Senna. Either or. Lots of ults went out there. You had Ashe ult that managed to hit. You had Braum ult as well. Not sure if Sejuani did. I don't know. Sejuani did not.
Sejuani did not.
But still.
Prison not used. I think it was just the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Mobap once again on the first dragon here. Or first to the dragon here. It's going to be Hextech for number 2. We'll see. Any bets on what Soul's going to be this game? My guess is I'm going to say it's Mountain Drake.
I'm going to say Inferno.
Inferno. It's Mountain. It is a Mountain Soul.
It is a Mountain Soul.
I was right. I don't know why. I could just tell it was going to be Mountain. Especially when you see 2.5 tanks, you're like, oh, it's going to be Mountain. It's just going to be. You know that it's going to be Mountain Soul with all these tanks in this game.
Mountain Soul, one of my favorite Drakes. Personally, I love having a passive shield just there.
Yeah, it's really nice having basically a free, Ruby Crystal or more. As Apex gonna take a little bit worse for wear trade, but Mizzou on to Grubs, and I think they're gonna get all 6 here once again. Just really nice.
Yeah, I say I would consider that a nice trade there. 2 drags for 6 Grubs. I mean, I think those 6 Grubs are going to put in a lot of work, and now Mizzou can focus on those drags. So I'm excited for the team fights for sure to see how Mizzou is going to be able to play around Mobap's comp here.
Yeah, I will say it is a little bit worrying. It comes down to how Mizzou can play these mid-game dragon fights, and if Mobap can use that 2-dragon lead to go into an early Soul as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to go wide. The flash away, the stun, the cleanse. All of these ultimates are going wide. Reflex is able to dodge it, but it doesn't matter. Now Kite's going to be down here, going to try to find this Sejuani. The slow is coming out. Kite's not going to be able to land the stun. And this Sejuani is going to be the first to fall. Kite is now Sejuani. The wall not going to be able to find much. Despair goes out. The flash away. Talia going to try to find something. Kite's over the wall. They're able to find Talia. And it's going to be a 2-for-1. Mizzou are able to take the fight a little bit more positively. Inferno going to walk forward here. He's going to try to find some damage. But I don't think you can do too much with this lead that Ashe has. In comes Kites now. And they find it. The poke goes out. The stun. Ooh, Kite's going to get taken low. Mobap wants to turn this. Now Inferno going to be the one up on the chopping block. Goes 2-for-2 in the end. Mizzou overplaying their hand, going a little bit too far. Trying to find that Ashe, trying to get that shutdown. 5-0. The huge CS lead.
Yeah, very good turn there from Mobap. They obviously know their strengths within their comp. Just so much CC, so much slow, and the ability to just kite out the Viego or the Senna is just too much. I would be annoyed personally.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with this Viego into this team. It's so hard to get on top of these players. As Renekton going to go in, going to drop the ultimate as well. Call to the Forge God going to come out, the flash away. Can they find it? They can't. The heal. Inferno is trying to get some damage out, but the shove back is going to save his teammate. Does land the root, but no follow-up damage. So he just can't find the kill. Momochi now over.
Man, Mobap is just finding lots of good picks there. Just Renekton being able to go over into Kites on those Raptors.
The Glacial Prison Ice Enchanted Arrow going to come out. Inferno is going to be the first to fall. Apex going to get slowed. Going to be the next one up. Prefect is going to try to save his top laner. Apex gets taken low, but will not fall. Arrow goes out, but it's not a lot of damage. This Ashe is proving to be detrimental to Mizzou. Momochi going to try to get some damage down on this mid turret. Got to be careful. Mobap rotating on over. Kites has to be careful as well.
Yeah.
killed. Oh, Kites might have been caught out here. Inferno going to be walking his way down as well. Apex is pretty strong. I don't think that you can match the Renekton damage at this time right now.
Exactly. I mean, with just those trades up there in the top lane, it does look like the Sejuani is just going to be able to take over Kites' top jungle. It is not looking too good right now, as Mobap did gain a gold lead onto Mizzou, which is very unfortunate. But I mean, all of those trades, they are playing to their advantages right now with so much CC, so much displacement. Layering on 3 ults and getting those picks. It's just, man, as I said, having those 3 people, Ashe, Braum, and Sejuani, your fights are not going to look good.
And Mizzou have to be careful. Dragon coming up. Mobap trying to get to Soul Point here. Mizzou don't want to let them have this dragon. It's going to be a tough fight. Enchanted Crystal Arrow, Apex is unstoppable, but not for long. Going to be the one targeted. Has flash. Can he get away? This stuns the CC. It's just too much. Mizzou lose their top laner. They're going to lose their support, and they're going to lose the dragon. Mobap, the lead growing. The Souls ever closer. It's tough.
Yeah, just like they're going to be on Soul Point before 20 minutes. This is just such a rough comp to play into for Mizzou. I was confident in Mizzou's ability to, be able to poke them out properly, to then have Viego and just have Viego and Ornn then, get in their faces, burn them down. But, man, it's just way too much CC and displacement here for Mobap. It's going to be kind of difficult for Mizzou to catch back up here.
Yeah,
but
4,000 gold lead here for the side of Missouri Baptist. Mizzou still working on some items. Sentomomochi almost a 2. Apex working on a second. I will say the biggest difference is that bot lane. Ashe, Tiny Dolphin, sitting at 2 full items. Prefects hasn't even bought a component for his second. So huge gold lead for that 80 carry. 5-0 versus 0-2, and about 40 gold, 40 minions. Yeah, almost 3,000. So about a whole item just in favor for Missouri Baptist. Mizzou, it's a rough position. Gold leads almost online for everybody on Mizzou Bap. I think the only one that's not is the jungler, but it's a tank versus a carry. So you don't really care too much about that gold difference.
Yeah, it's sad. I am not sure. I mean, other than farm, I'm not sure what Mizzou can do here right now. I mean, there's going to have to sit and farm, hopefully find a nice pick, but you just have 3 big bodies in the way of the Ashe and the Talia. So
Sentomomochi, the arrow doesn't land, and he will get to safety. Sejuani, though, trying to wrap around. They're going to try to find this. Sentomomochi trying to shove the wave. Here comes Sejuani, and Sentomomochi is going to flash away, but the stuns, the damage. Despair comes out, but Sentomomochi is in despair.
Yeah, nothing you can do there once that Sejuani just walks around the tower and catches you as you're trying to get away. And, man, I would love to see what that CC duration was onto Sentomomochi. Sure, it was maybe...
Kites, I don't know what you're trying to do. The Braum ultimate comes down as well. Tiny Dolphin, that's his 6th. Just, I don't know what you're trying to do there. It's just a Gromp. They get Gromp and they get a kill.
Yeah, right.
Try to find farm anywhere that he can, but again, this gold lead over 5,000 now. Level leads as well across the board. Mizzou, it's not a good look right now.
Yeah, no, not at all. Mobap has found a way to take over this game, and it is looking scary for Mizzou right now. I mean, at this point, I think they're going to need to have a miracle.
Mizzou, they need to win a crazy fight, find a lot of these shutdowns. We see Renekton with 150 gold shutdown. Talia with 200, and the big one, that 80 carry, 600 gold. Can get those into some important people. It would definitely lower this gold advantage, but it's going to be so hard to find. It's so hard to get on top of this Ashe. Zoo looking down. Chains of Corruption is going to come out, but it's just onto the Braum. Enchanted Crystal Arrow out onto Sentamomochi. No follow-up. There's going to be the call of the 4-shot onto Braum. They're going to be able to try to find it, but he's just too tanky. The shield comes up. They will find it eventually. So Mizzou able to finally find a pick, but it's just the support that they find. They get a couple of big ultimates. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is down, but it takes a lot of Mizzou's own, and they can't really get much off of it. Baron online, but neither team wants to go for it. Dragon up in 45. Mizzou, they need to find it. Mobap Soul Point with 2 tanks. Mountain Soul could lead disaster. Sejuani is going to get stunned up. Stun's going to come out. Kite's going to get stunned. Going to flash. They're going to try to find something. Inferno going to drop the ult. Kite's going to be the first one to fall. And next is Apex. Now Sentamomochi going to try to get some damage down. Despair is going to come out. But Mizzou has fallen. Mizzou is walking away from this Baron as Mobap is already on it. Over goes the Renekton, and down goes Inferno as he is burning. Not going to burn, not even going to burn the heal, but it doesn't matter. It's going to lead Mizzou away. It's going to give up the Baron. And Mizzou don't even have an option to go to Dragon. They don't have the ability to get something in return. They just die. TPs are coming out. They're going to try to find something, but the TP is going to come out here from the Talia. Weaver's Wall up. TP now coming out from Apex. Stun's going to come out. They're going to try to find this Renekton. They're going to try to find something. A lot of damage, but it doesn't matter. Inferno is 1 HP. Sentamomochi 1 HP now. Going to get the charm, the fear. Sentamomochi, though, in such a bad spot, is going to be the first one to fall. Inferno burning away once again. The flash over. Mizzou is crumbling. Inferno going to be the next one. And now it's just up to Kites in a 1v5. I don't think he can do too much. The ace over to Missouri Baptist. Soul over to Missouri Baptist. Baron in hand. Mizzou, it's not looking good. The gold lead now is over 10,000. It's not looking good. Mizzou, they haven't shown any sort of advantage. They haven't found any sort of way in. The gold lead is just growing more and more, and Mizzou don't have an answer, and I don't think they can find one at this point.
Yeah, lots of action happening between, not even that much time. And, I mean, at this point, it does seem like just a countdown for Mizzou, just waiting to see how long it'll take for Mobap to just start demolishing their base. I mean, you have to give it to the Sejuani here this game. In Game 2, I would say Sejuani has to be the MVP with all of her ganks, being able to completely take over Kites' jungle to set up all of those kills that got put on to the Ashe. And, I mean, yeah, once again, Mobap's comp is just so awkward to play into as there's just so many tanks. You're not going to be able to layer on enough damage. And, yeah, it's just very, very rough for Mizzou right now.
Just the item advantage. The gold lead for the 80 carry. The flash away, the Crystal Arrow goes wide, but I will see you later. Sentamomochi going to be the one to fall. Apex going to try to save this tower, but I don't think it's going to be for long. 10-0 on this Ashe, sitting on 3.5 items. Prefects trying to get his second one done. Sentamomochi able to finally get his second item online. Mizzou, the items are just not there. Mizzou's base is not there. It is crumbling around them. And now they're going to back off. They're going to know that the only objective left right now is that top inhibitor. They're going to break all of Mizzou's base, and then it's going to be on to the Nexus towers shortly after. Mizzou need a miracle. They need these players' monitors to turn off.
Yeah, I would agree. That
as Kites on a ward, flashing away, is going to get to safety. Luckily, so that's going to be an ultimate down, but Kites is going to burn his own to make sure he lives.
Yeah, I mean, some type of miracle needs to happen here for Mizzou to come back. The power needs to go out over at Mobap right now. but I don't know what Mizzou can do other than just watch
They're
their
going to try
base
to do
get destroyed.
something. They're going to try to find one. A big despair comes out. They're going to be able to find the Renekton. Can they find much else? Apex next up is going to be able to get to safety. Mizzou able to find one, but it doesn't matter. Their base is crumbling. Their nexuses, their inhibitors are down. They're going to try to find the Sejuani, but Braum is keeping her alive. She is going to get stunned. A nice enchanted crystal arrow on Zinta Momochi to get him out. Braum, they're going to try to find him. They're going to try to shut him down. Mobap, this might have been the throw, but maybe not. It's only temporary. Mizzou is going to have to back up, is going to have to save these turrets. With all three of their inhibitors down, all of these supers, it's double supers in every wave. Surely Mizzou is not going to be able to walk out of their base and not going to be able to contest this this Elder Dragon as it is going to be up. We see Senna with 91 stacks at this point in the game. I'm not sure how that is for the support Senna, but I'm assuming it's going to be less than normal at this time.
Yeah, I would assume so as well. I mean, just mainly everybody on Mizzou's side right now just has not been able to perform. There's just way too much, even with them taking out 3 from Mobap in their base. Like you said, with 3 inhibitors down, there's not much they could do except for defend. If they even try to step out, I really assume that they might just fall.
Yeah,
So.
and Apex might be that target who stepped out a little bit too far. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to hit. It is going to land. Bjorn, the goat god up for the top lane, will fall unstoppable on this Talia. And Mobap is charging down. They're looking for the end. With all of these inhibitors down, the cleanse from Prefects, he's knocked up, he's knocked out. The flash away is alive for the time being. Zinta Momochi is not. Mizzou, they're able to pick up one, but their base is crumbling around them. Their turrets are in shambles. The game is in shambles. And Missouri Baptist are going to take us to a game 3. Mizzou couldn't find an answer to the Sejuani, couldn't find an answer. That Ashe looked unstoppable.
Yeah. I mean, there's just, like I said, when you have 3 very tanky people just in your way, there's no way you're getting to that Ashe or that Talia. You have way too much displacement, CC, and health just in your way. It did not look good for Mizzou there at all whatsoever.
It didn't look good. There was one fight that had a little bit of hope, but at that point, it was just too little, too late. Mizzou are going to fall in game number 2. We've got one more in store. Does Mobap pull out the reverse sweep? Does Mizzou fight on back for game number 3? We'll have to find out. Don't miss it. Mizzou versus Mobap. The final in the series is going to be coming up real soon. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, Mizzou. Off to a rocky game number 2. We're on to the final, the decider map of game number 3. Mizzou going to take that Ash. It looked good, and every game has been played, so Mizzou going to be able to pick that one up. Bans for Mizzou, Yone, Jarvan, Braum, Mobap, Aurora, Gwen, Syndra. So definitely taking out some of those problematic picks. The Braum, Mizzou, thinking that that was the issue last game, and it did seem very strong.
Yeah.
Mobap, Aurora was painful to see in that first game. Gwen and Syndra just the repeat bans. Mobap now, Kaisa going to be the one locked in to go against this Ash.
Very interesting pick there from Mobap. I mean, Kaisa is very strong right now, so completely understandable to put it into the Ash. With there being that Kaisa pick as well, I would have to assume that the support is going to be a nice engaged tank support.
Yeah, we'll have to see. They also could go for maybe a jungler here. There's still a lot you can choose. We'll have to see what Mobap want to go with, and it is going to be that engaged support that you were talking about, Leona, locked in.
Leona is definitely going to be a tough pick right there. Very hard to play into for Mizzou, as she could just lock you down for an entire lifetime.
Yes.
You could see your entire generation grow old by the time you're done being stunned by Leona. So, I mean, let's just see what Mizzou has to play into that Leona, and does look like it's going to be.
Looks like, unless it's a last-second change, it is not Alistar going to be picked up here from Mizzou. Interesting answer. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's okay on paper, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I was about to say for sure, Mizzou will not be able to do anything in that bot lane for the first 2 levels, with there being that Alistar there. He needs the his EQ combo. So I mean, I think the Alistar will be able to shove the Leona off though if she does land her root. So there is that kind of counterplay right there. Wukong also being picked up for Mizzou. From what I have seen, Kites does like to play Wukong quite a bit. So I am excited to see his Wukong being played.
Missouri Baptist, they're going to pick up that Silas. We've seen it banned from Mizzou in every game, so finally seeing that one picked up from Missouri Baptist. I'm assuming we're going to see 2 mid bans here. Action out of the way. I think they're just going to target those bans here against Mizzou's mid lane, knowing that they've picked up the early Silas for the counter pick. Mizzou, Sejuani, it was a problem last game.
Yes.
No longer going to be a problem, as that will be taking it off the table here. Missouri Baptist, what is the final ban? You could target that top lane, but I think it's going to be another mid ban. And yep, Cassio hovered. Not locked in yet, but I'm assuming it is going to be picked up here as the ban. Yes, there it is.
Which is a fine ban there from Mobap. Majority of these champs here have to just run at you. You're going to be face first into that Cass if she was to be picked. But I mean, just looking at the 3 champs that Mizzou has already, it's already looking like 3 nice ults for Silas to take.
Yeah,
already.
I mean, the change of crystal arrow always good, cyclone good, and the Alistar Unbreakable Will is really nice. It just makes you really really tanky.
Yeah, and gets you a free cleanse basically.
Well, I guess Missouri Baptist is just planning on stealing everything that Mizzou has, as Viego is going to be locked in as well.
Yeah, it looks like Mobap is just looking for, okay, we're just gonna dive you completely. We're all in your face.
And we're gonna steal your ultimates, and we're gonna steal your characters.
Exactly. It's lots of stealing here from Mobap.
Yeah, they're running a theft comp as Mizzou. Camille hovered here. I think we've seen Apex on Camille before, and I think it looked really good. Mm-hmm. It is going to be blinded to Missouri Baptist's top, so we'll have to see what the response is. I'm interested about the mid lane here. What does Jim want to play? Cassidon hovered. He's just going through. I think he's just messing around. There's no way you're picking up Katarina. I don't think you play Neferi here. I mean, I don't know what. He's just going through the whole roster. I think he's just gonna go back to the Galio.
Yeah, Galio pick. And Mobap responding to that top lane with maybe Renekton.
Maybe it's gonna be hovered. I think it's probably gonna be locked in. We saw it picked up last game for the top lane. I'm not a fan of Renekton. I know everybody likes it. It's a comfort pick, but I just don't think it adds too much to compositions. I think it's better here than in other situations
Yeah.
because Missouri Baptist, you have essentially five members who want to dive in. Renekton can at least help with that. You want to win in that mid game, early game area is when these champions really want to get online. They want to win early, and
Hmm.
I think Renekton can at least help that. It looks better than when it was selected the last game.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I think it is a little bit Camille favored the matchup, but I think it is also a very skill matchup. The mid lane matchup, Galio picked up here for Sinto, Momochi, and Silas. Still a pretty good ulti for Silas to take.
Yeah, I think all 5 of these ults would be nice for Silas to take personally. It's just, but I mean, I think Sentomomochi will be able to just keep that Silas, grounded, keep him down, especially with playing Galio, the anti-mage, you know. So,
I think it is also a good pickup to kind of prevent that dive. You see four members that want to dive in: Viego, Silas, Leona, Kaisa. And I think the pickup Galio, he kind of does prevent that dive.
that is
He's
true
very
as well.
tanky.
Yes.
He can ulti from halfway across the map to help protect the team, stop that dive, and I think the taunt as well is really good at stopping those dives. So I think overall it is good at preventing what Mobap wants to do. But you look at the rest of the team. Alistar can play those mid-rangey areas. Ash wants to kite back, which is nice, but Wukong and Camille want to dive in. I think maybe Mizzou want to go for potentially a 4-1 split, leaving Camille on the side. Eventually, Renekton won't be able to match her.
Yes.
And Wukong can kind of peel with the Cyclone, but still wants to dive in. It's just a little bit more interesting. Mobap's comp definitely has more cohesion of just all five members want to dive in.
Mhm.
Mizzou, it's a little mixed up, a little bit wacky, and I think like the Wukong and the Camille and a little bit of that Alistar is to blame, but I think overall, I will say, I think I like Mobap's composition a little bit more. It's a little bit more cohesive.
Yeah, I have to agree there. Mobap does have a more straightforward comp, compared to Mizzou's. I am very curious to see this how this bot lane matchup is going to work, especially with Alistar being into Leona. I'm hoping that he is going to be able to stop her engages onto the Ash during landing phase and just hopefully onto anybody
And
throughout the game.
I'm also really excited about the top lane. Camille Renekton can be a very, very bloody lane. Both of these characters want to get a lead, want to get ahead to be able to sit in that side lane and just be unmatchable.
Right.
So I'm expecting to see some early ganks towards top lane, actually. And I think whoever gets that first blood, whoever gets that lead, is just going to kind of run away with that lane.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there.
But we'll have to see the decider, Mizzou versus Missouri Baptist, going to come up here real soon. Don't go anywhere as we wait for this spectator delay. We'll see you in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Mizzou versus Missouri Baptist. Game number 3, the decider here, as we are loading on to the Rift, looking at runes. Nothing looking too out of the ordinary here. I will say Apex is going to be taking that Ignite in the top lane, but it is Camille. She is incredibly mobile. Not too surprised seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, just looking at Mobap's comp with it being more cohesive when it comes to, you know, what they want in these fights and everything. I mean, Mizzou is just in the thick of it right now. It's not looking good, you know, and I'm sure they know, everybody knows, you know. It's going to be a hard game for Mizzou, but I mean, hopefully they'll be able to pull it off. Early engage, though, by that Silas onto the Galio.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of trade of damage, and a ward will go down. Apex, though. Gotta be careful as there's a Renekton, but has that passive shield. Is gonna take the hook and will not land the stun.
Yeah, interesting hook there. I would have expected it to land, but I mean, Apex knows what he's doing.
Interesting. I think if you land that, it's a really good trade, but it's gonna hurt this level 1 a little bit. But it is still a Camille, as Sintomochi, nice dodge out of the chains. With these mid laners are very brutal, fighting back early here.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like it's going to be a very scrappy mid lane. That is going to be exciting to see. I do think Galio will be able to take it, though.
Yeah, especially with Aftershock, once you get that taunt or get the knock up to the E. It's a pretty easy trade, but ooh, dodges out, goes in, doesn't have the level 3 yet. Apex.
Yeah, Galio was really close to being taken out right there. That was a
Oh,
scary.
the flash, the knock up, gonna flash away here. In goes Kites, gonna try to find this, but I don't think he can. The movement speed is just not there. Kites is gonna burn a flash. It's gonna be a trade of 2-for-1 summoner spells. Mizzou lose out on the trade. Topside Apex falling pretty far behind as well, just from that level 1.
Yeah, Galio is going to be forced to use his TP to get back into lane there from losing that trade to the Silas. I mean, it was a good look from Kites, but like you said, that move speed, it was just too much.
Just a little too much. Apex has tagged level 3, so these trades are going to be a little bit easier if you can land all of those auto attacks. So far, nothing too crazy other than that mid play.
Yeah, I do have to agree. It looks like from in the bot lane, Prefix is having a nice time there as a nice CS lead right now. Just like there's a gank coming.
Is going to dash a little bit out, but not far enough. Taken low, but not low enough. Will live, thanks to the hook shot.
Yeah, very, very close to being taken down there, but gotta thank that Camille sustain.
Yeah, it's gonna burn the TP though. Does get a long sword and a moat. We are big moat fans here.
Oh yeah, we love glowing moat. Best item in the game.
You know what else I love? I love Twitch Prime. We love Twitch Prime. Everybody loves Twitch Primes. It's always great to support your favorite content creators. Support us, support anyone, especially us. And you get free ad-free viewing along with some wonderful emotes available for not just this stream, but every stream. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's free. Just go ahead and link the Amazon Prime with your Twitch account, and you will be able to get that. A very, very nice. A little bonus, a little boost. It also makes you better at League of Legends.
Have to agree there.
Yeah.
We love Twitch Prime.
We love Twitch Primes.
Please, Riot, bring back a Twitch Prime deal.
Please, actually, I miss those. I love getting a free.
Capsules.
I still have 6 of those free champion permanents because I've just been using those to get the newest champions.
That is actually.
I owned every character, so I'm like, I'm just not gonna use these. So I just wait for a new character and just get it for free every time.
See, when they were big whenever they were a thing. I was first starting off into the game, so it was very useful for me to get those free champs.
Also, those free skins.
And man,
We
I
loved.
love the free skins.
We loved it. Very sad to see that go.
Extremely. What are you doing, Amazon?
I think it's Riot's fault. I don't
Was
think
it a
it's
Riot
Amazon's
thing
fault.
or was it Amazon?
I think it was a Riot thing.
Riot, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're messing up.
Ooh. Ooh.
Nice.
Apex gotta be careful, but has the hook shot.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Out of there.
Yeah, nice engage there in the top side, and was a very good look from the Viego, but he was just a little too short.
Yeah, and level 6 is coming out here for a lot of these characters. Sentamomochi has tagged 6. Nice taunt goes out, but that's about it. Top lane has tagged level 6. Silas has tagged 6. Probably going to grab that ultimate here from the Galio. We'll have to see. Hasn't used it just yet. We'll have to see if he wants to.
Yeah, I would say I'm excited to see these Galio plays. I am starting to get into Galio a bit myself as, playing solo queue, especially as support is rough right now. So Galio is kind of my go-to mid pick, and it's been pretty fun. Excited to see what Sentamomochi is able to do onto the Galio.
Creative objectives here. Mizzou is able to pick up. Ooh. The first dragon. Mobap. Answer back with the grubs, and the Momochi is getting tagged up. I will say Apex up in the top lane. Gotta be careful. There is a Viego hovering around, has the Heartbreaker as well.
Yeah, just Silas is just able to get so much health back.
Real low as well as up in the top lane. Apex knows that this dive is going to happen. Is going to get a stun, but I don't think it's going to be for long as the first blood goes over to the way of the Renekton. The arrow is not going to land this time. Trying to save his Camille up the top lane. Just a little bit off line.
They're both Camille ult and Renekton ult is out now. So, I mean, yeah, there was nothing much that Camille could do there with Viego just sitting there lurking in the wave going in to crash into the tower. And Camille was just stuck.
Yeah, I mean, she's so low at that point with no flash, nowhere to go. Maybe the best you can hope for is you can get a 1-for-1, but Missouri Baptist, it's easy, especially with Heartbreaker. Not even needed because you can get out. Renekton incredibly tanky as well. Just two really good characters at diving in those situations.
Exactly. It did look like Heights was going to go try and take some camps from Mobap's bot side, but the Kaisa and the Leona were there to force him out.
Yeah. Viego down towards the spot lane, gonna throw that mist up. Zoo, gotta be careful. Kites is around the vicinity. He is level 6, does have the Cyclone. Might try to find something. Inferno going in is gonna get stunned back. Is gonna land that stun out.
Lots of CC going out onto the Leona there, but there was just nobody to follow up. I mean, it was good to, I'd say they played that well, just pushing off Mobap, basically.
Yeah, just at least prevents the dive, if anything. We do see that the Silas has stolen the hero's entrance, so that's online now.
Taunt does go out onto the Galio, but
Just a little bit of damage, so nothing too crazy.
decent amount of damage there from Sutamomochi, but I mean, Silas will be able to just steal it back, unfortunately.
Ooh, Apex. Nice hook shot. Gets away from the crocodile.
I mean, yeah, this top side is looking kind of rough right now with Renekton having that lead.
Yeah, just I think it was really those early levels. Got that really early lead in CS with the jungle up here as well. It just makes things really hard. In goes the Cyclone. Here comes the hero's entrance from both sides. Apex is trying to find Urk. Out goes the Hextech Ultimatum. Sentamomochi going to try to find this kill. Kites is able to find it. But maybe they've overstepped a little bit too much to flash away. The chain's going to land. The Heartbreaker as well. Sentamomochi now in a 1-versus-1. The Heartbreaker will come on down for the double kill. this Viego picking up 2. It's a 3 for 2 in the end. Mizzou lose out on that one. A lot of ultimates from all of the top 3 members on the scoreboard.
Yeah, very good movements from both sides, but I mean, Mobap just had the advantage there with their items and everything, and they played that very well.
They did play that very, very well. The double heroic entrance coming in allows for the mid lane to rotate very, very quickly. What does Mizzou do? What does Apex do in this situation? Down, 25, 30 CS against a Renekton. Renekton sitting on that Eclipse already. It's tough. Mizzou, I think, are going to have to give up these grubs as Leona has already made their way up. Mizzou just not ready for this set of grubs. It might just be a trade of grubs for Dragon once again. But Kite's not in the position to make that trade just yet.
It does look like Mobap, they're going to secure those Void Grubs before Kites is able to make it to the drag. It does look like they are pinging a lot just to quickly go for it before Viego is able to make it. Hopefully, Mizzou is able to secure the second drag. Nice little short trade going on the top side.
Yeah, good trade, especially when you're behind Mizzou. On to Dragon number 2. What soul is it going to be?
It is going to be Ocean.
Dang, that's crazy.
It is Ocean.
It is Ocean. As immediately the fight's going to start up. Preface is going to try to get out, but the chains find him. Mizzou trying to answer back. The cow will find 1, so it's 1 for 1. But I don't think the kills are going on to the right people for Mizzou. Apex takes a big trade. Kites gotta be able to find this Leona. In goes Inferno. They find this Leona, and they will find the kill as well. Sutamomochi, the Aftershock will claim that.
Yeah, it's such a good dash there as well from Sutamomochi to stop Leona's dash, just to make sure she doesn't get out. I feel like if she was
Apex
fully able.
Going in, but the Crocodile is going to drop everything on back. Apex might have bitten off more than he can chew. Ooh, Inferno almost getting that stop. Apex. Also, a big thing. Didn't drop the Ignite there. I don't think he estimated. I think he underestimated his damage and the healing potential that Renekton has, especially with the ultimate, the Dominus coming out, giving that big boost of HP. Exactly. The Rage Bar healing as well.
Plus that, that Eclipse as well. That item spike. It's just rough to play into right now for Apex. It was looking good, but Renekton is just very big right now. So it's going to be just a tad bit rough for Apex when it comes to lane.
Yeah, and that might be the decider, that top lane not being able to match the Renekton for quite some time now, down 2 levels. Down, I'm assuming, around 2,000, 1,500 gold pieces at this point. It's a rough situation. The one saving grace is you have 2 dragons, so you're not looking down on Dragon Soul for quite some time. And maybe you can sneak away a soul of your own. But Mizzou, once again, playing on the back foot. About 2,000 gold in favor of Missouri Baptist. You do have a little bit of a gold lead down in the bot lane, at least CS-wise. Apex, I think, is once again up on the chopping block. I don't think there's a way out, especially with the bot lane. They're going to try to find this Crocodile. Kites are going to flash there. He's going to find it. Next is going to be the Viego. Has the Heartbreaker, but it's not enough damage. Kites with a double kill. Big pickups there for Mizzou.
Yeah. Say that the Camille passive, getting that physical shield, just came in clutch right there. And, I mean, this is how the game kind of went for Mobap for game 2. They were able to secure the first 2 drags and the Herald, and now Mizzou is able to do it. It could be in Mizzou's favor right now,
Urk didn't use the Dominus. I don't know if it was on cooldown or just about to come up. Didn't use that. That could have been the turning point in that fight if having that Dominus was up. It might have been able to give them enough rage, enough HP to turned that one around, but unfortunately for them, unfortunately for Mizzou, it was not online. So in goes Leona. They're going to try to find this cow, but no need. Too tanky to deal with at this time.
Yeah, I'd say the two tanks engaging on each other, not much damage being put out there. I mean, it was a nice little trade. I would say that the Alistar came out on top.
Yeah, Mizzou came out on top just a little bit, but I mean, it's fractions of a fraction of a health bar.
Right.
Nothing crazy going on. These teams are going to kind of farm out for just a little bit. Next objective is going to be the Ocean Drake spawning in about a minute, so I'm assuming that both these teams want to contest it, Mizzou especially, considering how they are 2 away from Seoul and 1 away from Seoul Point. They want to pick up this dragon and really put the pressure on Mobap.
Yeah, I think if Mizzou picks up this drag, I think they'll take this game. If they get this drag, they take this game. I'm putting my money on that.
If Missouri get the dragon, if they get the game, what if they don't get the dragon?
Then it's going to be a little rough.
Is it game over, or is it just going to make things tough?
Won't be game over, but it will make things tough, you know. Won't be game over, though.
Won't be game over. Mizzou catching these waves. Dragon 10 seconds now. Apex still in the top lane. Kites, the one that Renekton is going to jump onto, and will jump on out of there, thanks to the slice and dice. Dragon now up. What is Mizzou's plan? I think they're just going to give. Fortunately, it's going to be rough for Mizzou.
Yeah, it does look like they are just going to have to give. They are just being shoved off completely. Camille, though, Apex looking for some good push on that top side, though. Kite's up there as well. Dropping Herald, so it will get a lot of good top push.
They will get the turret. Meanwhile, down the bot lane, Missouri Baptist on that outer turret. And Kites is going to get the slam onto the inner as well. Now, Mizzou looking onto Viego, but Heartbreaker out of there. Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto Leona, forcing the flash. Mizzou are going to try to chase this. Arrows, the cleanse, in goes the cow. Leona, first to fall, the flash forward. Inferno trying to find Kaisa, but the Hunter's Instinct is going to get her out. Mizzou lose the outer turret here in mid. Kite's here trying to find something, but forcing the flash from the Viego is going to get him to safety. So 1 for 1, or 1 for 0, and Mizzou are going to trade 2 for 1 turrets, 1 in the top, 1 in the bottom. Actually, no, it's going to be 2 for 2, because they did get that outer turret down in the bot lane. So 2 turrets to 2 turrets. Mizzou did lose that first turret earlier in the top lane quite a while ago. And so just 1 more outer turret standing. It's a much closer game at this point in time than we've seen in the other 2.
Yeah, I do have to agree. That was a very nice trade. Unfortunately, I mean, Apex did TP to the bot lane, but it was just too late for him to do much down there. But I mean, just having his presence, I would say is helpful. Let's just hope that, you know, the TP being used down there doesn't come back to bite him.
Yep. We'll have to see. TP not available here for Apex, not available for Sentomomochi. Rotations can't be as fast for Mizzou as they are for Mobap, as they will have their own TPs. Both of them are online. Dragon then goes away from Mizzou. 3 minutes left on that. Missouri Baptist stall out just a little bit of that Dragon Soul. And now the next big objective, Baron. 30 seconds, but I don't know if any of these teams are going to really try to get that one on spawn.
Yeah, I think it's right now it would be that Baron, but the Renekton does look for a little trade down in the bot lane onto the Galio. Does put out a little bit of damage, but, you know, not enough. 2 very tanky people down there. Kites could look for a little invade here onto the Renekton as well with the Galio.
Oh, they're trying to find it. Here comes the Galio Hero's Entrance onto the Ashe. They're going to be able to find that Crocodile, and he will fall. But meanwhile, the rest of Missouri Baptist is here. Prefect is trying to kite this one out. They're going to try to find this one, and they will find that one. Meanwhile, Kaisa is able to find someone. Back will fall after only finding one. Mizzou, they're just too tanky for Missouri Baptist.
Very good fight down there in Mizzou's bot jungle. I really liked that teamwork there. Plus, that was very good target priority. You know, they knew to just ignore that Leona no matter what, no matter how deep she was in their team, and just burst down the Silas. Very good fight there from Mizzou.
Yeah, Silas does fall. It was scary. He got a lot of healing out of the W. A lot of healing in that kit. It is pretty tough to take him down quickly, but Mizzou is able to get it done. Prefects playing that fight very well. Did fall in the end just from so much dive. Tiny Dolphin on the Kaisa did dive in with the Silas, with the Leona to pick up that one. So we'll find her kill, but does die in the process going for that.
In the end, I think it was worth it for Prefects. You know, both of them, well, looks like Prefects does have a gold lead on the Kaisa as well. You know, both of them being 2 items, but Prefects does have that longsword. Kaisa just has the 2 items.
And a Doran's Blade. Ooh, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Tiny Dolphin dodges that. Solar Flare comes down to stall. So trade of ultimates. Nothing landing for anyone.
Yeah, that would have been, you know, a nice engage right there if the Ash Arrow did land. But, I mean, you take what you can get. Now, when it comes for this next drag, Solar Flare is no longer an option. A big engage tool is just not there anymore.
But Enchanted Crystal Arrow, also a big option offline here. Missouri Baptist didn't invest a teleport from Silas on that fight, so that is offline. Dragon now online. As Mizzou are poised to try to take this, they're going to try to find something.
Yeah, Mobap chasing the Alistar, which I think is an interesting choice. But pretty sure they smartened up and pulled back, which was good. But now Mizzou does have control over the river.
Dominance going to be used onto the Galio. There's going to be the heroic entrance, but it's going to be stopped. Mizzou going to try to find something. Prefects is trying to find something as well. In goes and out goes the Leona. However, meanwhile, the backline of Mizzou is falling. Kite is able to pick up 2. He's on a rampage now. Apex able to pick up 2. It's just the top laners up. Kites is going to try to find this one. They're going to try to find it. Triple kill goes over to the way of Apex. Mizzou went out on the fight. Apex picks up his 3 kills. The only 3 kills that he has gotten this whole game. Mizzou win the fight in a very dominant fashion.
I think Apex is online now, being able to secure that triple kill. You know, now once Apex is able to use that gold that he just received, now it's going to be tough for the Renekton to fight into this community.
Mizzou are able to get the dragon. They're trying to find Urk. Leona is here as well now. Leona's actually going in, but Mizzou is going to walk it on out. Mizzou now soul point here. Game number 3. Missouri Baptist, the one struggling. Gold lead, only about 2,000 this game, but definitely a much rougher position than we've seen. As a nice taunt. Oh, Kaisa's gonna hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. The flash away. She barely survives the damage to the layering of the CC. Don't land like Mizzou hoped. That one slips through their fingers.
Yeah, but I mean, now the Kaisa and the Leona have to back. This could be, it would have been a Baron angle if Kites was on the map, but he did take it back and is now coming out of Fountain. So it does look like both teams are preparing for this Baron, so it looks like we are going to have a nice fight in the top river.
Yeah, Baron up. Both teams have vision on it, so I don't think either one wants to fight just yet. Prefects hitting some big item spikes now as well. Close having her flash online. Mizzou do take that. And very important Scuttle Crab. We love the big crab. Kites going in, trying to find something. Is just going to get a little bit of damage.
Yeah, if my eyes aren't deceiving me, I think the Viego may have accidentally smited Alistar instead of the Scuttle. I could be wrong there. And
Very possible.
Now we have Inferno go ahead and hitting that cowbell.
It's the best skin in the game for that reason and that reason alone. Kites. Just setting up some pressure. Clearing this vision. Still, no vision here for Missouri Baptist on the Baron. They've got to be careful. Mizzou are getting to the point where they can do this do this Baron very quickly. Inferno going in, trying to find something, but the Pulverize doesn't land. And now, I think that the Viego might have bitten off more than he can chew. Heartbreaker gets him out. Big ultimate down. Mizzou might want to use that. They are sitting on top of a ward, and I don't think they realize that.
No, they do not know that they are seen right now, which is very unfortunate for Mizzou. But once again, the Galio able to find that engagement.
Crystal Arrow. That's them down. Meanwhile, the back line, they're going to try to find something. Prefects is kiting this one out very nicely. The Wukong is going to get shut down. Apex now on over. Is going to get stunned up. Prefects is going to get taken down, taken low. Apex trying to find one on the flank, but he can't. He's going to get taken low as well, and he will fall to the Crocodile. Mizzou overplay their hand. A little too aggressive, a little too ambitious. And now gold lead in favor of Missouri Baptist. Into Momochi. Getting jumped on by the Crocodile. 2-level lead. I don't know if he can get out of this one. Inferno over to try to keep his mid laner alive. The flash from Urk. And now Inferno going to be the one that the Crocodile turns his rage towards. But that's Alistar for you. Headbutt Pulverize away. Luckily, Momochi doesn't fall. That could have been the Baron if they fell. Instead, Urk going to burn the flash for nothing.
Headbutt just too strong, man. We gotta love that. That was a very nice save from the Alistar there. Not giving that kill away to the Renekton.
My question is, do you trade Dragon Soul for Baron? Dragon, 50 seconds Baron online still. If you can survive a little bit of a gold deficit and survive the Baron without losing too much gold, Soul is better. But Mobap can easily snowball off of a Baron if you're not careful.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I mean, I think it would be in Mizzou's favor to go ahead and possibly just go ahead and take that Baron. Just give Mobap, sorry, their second drag.
Ooh, Inferno gonna have to burn the ultimate. Gonna try to walk away. That's gonna be the Dominion coming out from the Crocodile. They're trying to find something. Inferno is able to sneak away from that. Dominus down. Kite's now the one on the target, but here comes a huge grand entrance out here. Hero's Glory is able to find a lot. Prefects in the back just raining down these arrows. The Momochi getting some damage trying to find these. Meanwhile, the Viego going into the back, but he can't find much. Silas will fall. The Crocodile will fall. All of Missouri Baptist will fall. Mizzou, clean ace. They'll get the Dragon. They'll get the Baron. Why have one when you can have both? Mizzou with the huge play. That surely is going to shift the tides of this one.
5-4-0. Very, very well played fight there for Mizzou. I mean, we were here having a discussion, figuring out, which one would be better to have. But like you said, they're able to get both now. It's looking in Mizzou's favor right now. I mean, I have a lot of confidence that they'll just be able to take over this game from this point on.
Yeah, definitely not over, though. The gold lead, only about 3,000 or so, 3,000, 3.5K. But definitely a big lead here for Mizzou. And with Ocean Soul, you're definitely in a very good position. I've seen games thrown from better positions, but if there are throws, they're not wins.
So here's the hoping that Mizzou does not throw this lead, which I don't think they will. I think they will be able to play smart, play to their advantages here. Right now, you have Ocean Soul, which is going to sustain you extremely well in these team fights, and now you have the Baron. You're just going to go ahead and go for complete base siege here, which is what they need to do. They need to find as much as they can with this Baron.
Yeah, they've got a lot of inner turrets to go ahead and find. Turret in mid going to be the one that Mizzou go for first, as Inferno is going to get jumped on. Kites as well. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow is only going to find Leona. Here's going to be coming in. Silas has made his way out. The clone is going to be able to pick up one. Prefects over the wall. These arrows are so good. Silas is going to try to find the back line, but a stasis comes out. Mobap is crumbling at Mizzou. It's just the Crocodile, the lone alligator. Mizzou are walking it down mid. They're going to keep these minions alive. Inferno's taking the tower. Mizzou want to end it here and now. It's 30 seconds on the jungler, 30 seconds on the AD carry. It's just the Crocodile. And Mizzou are jumping on that one, and he will fall back to Shurima. You go. Mizzou on to the Nexus now, and Mizzou are going to take this game 2-1. Mizzou win the series. We are the better Missouri team.
Man, just very, very exciting fights there towards the end of that game for Mizzou. I mean, they were able to play with their comp well. You know, Mobap may have had the more cohesive comp here, but Mizzou just played to their advantages. That Ocean Soul definitely came in handy. I mean, if you look at their health bars, they're all still full health. They barely lost anything.
Barely lost anything. Inferno did lose his life, but it is a minor trade for Nexus for support.
Exactly. I mean, but it's the support. He did his job.
He did his job.
He did his job.
He did go in and basically the Crocodile, Mr. Alligator, Renekton couldn't do anything. So Mizzou able to win the series 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, after that game too, there was a lot of pressure onto Mizzou, but you know they didn't let that hold them back. They played this game 3 extremely well. You know, very, very good showing from Mizzou there.
Yeah, very good showing from Mizzou. We are going to end the stream here, but before we go, we do have a player interview, so don't miss that. We're going to get that up real quickly, so be there for that. We'll see you in a few. Or maybe not. Do you want to talk about the game a little bit more? welcome for the post-match interview. I've got John Prefects here. Congrats on the win. How you guys feeling?
Thank you. We feel pretty good. Had to make it a 3-game series to, have some more fun. So,
Make it interesting.
yep.
We haven't seen you in the Ash before tonight. Is it a new pickup? Is it just good in the meta right now? Tell me a little bit about that.
It's interesting because she's one of the 2 champions that I can play proficiently. No, I've played her for a long time, and she's really helpful for the team. Even if you fall behind, you still have utility with the slows and, her ult when I hit those. It's pretty useful.
You did land quite a few, especially
I did.
in game number 1. You were landing quite a few of those long-range ultimates on key targets.
Thank you.
Game number 1 definitely
Yeah.
looked really good. Go a little bit into that draft phase, seeing the bot lane there.
Game 1.
Yes.
Let's see. Usually, when we draft, we look at what champions that I can play and what we can't. For everyone. Ashe is one of those champions, and we decided to pick it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it went.
Going on to game number 2 of Varus.
Oh, yeah, that was a good
Varus
one.
looked a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit, especially about the draft. I was very reluctant on the draft. I see, Braum Ashe locked in, and then the response is Varus Senna.
I'm gonna stand by it. I don't think that's a terrible lane, and I think it's good into them. Ashe is very long range, and so is Varus, and he can really do some damage. And I think maybe we work on that one a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Put
Put a little more time on the Varus a little bit.
Here's a little bit.
But definitely that mental reset from game 2 to 3. What are you guys kind of talking about there?
Yeah, we regrouped after every game like we do. We talked about what didn't go wrong. Really working on what we want to look for. In team fights and across the map, and we really put it together. Yeah, for the 3rd game.
Yeah, I mean, guys definitely looked really good in that game 3 back on the Ashe. It looked phenomenal once again.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are able to take the series 3-0, so it feels pretty good. I have a question. When are we going to see the Ezreal?
Oh,
It was banned I think it was banned 2 of the 3 games.
2 games. I've been playing it a lot in solo queue. Been having some success there.
Yeah.
And I think they were scared of it, which they were. And I want people to still be excited for it. That's why we didn't pull it out at game 3, or else I would have. And I probably would have had an insane performance, as everyone is expecting, based off my solo queue win rate. But maybe next game. I'll pull it out.
Yeah, definitely have to see it. You guys, very busy week this week. I think you had a game almost every day or every day this week.
Yep.
How was that on the team environment?
We all love the game. That's why we're playing it. So more is always better, and we're enjoying getting more practice. We have 2 new people on the team, so more games is better, and we're looking a lot better. We're winning a lot more games, so that's always good, right?
Yeah, definitely good. Anyone you want to call out? Anything you want to say before we head on out tonight?
Yeah. No, just thank you for support, and we're happy to take the win today.
Yeah, congrats on the win. Thank you all for watching from home. That's going to be it here tonight. Have a good rest of your homecoming if you are all at Mizzou. Otherwise, have a good weekend. Mizzou here tonight. We are signing off. Take care and have a good night.